y'all, it's Betsy, and today we have a fun video. We're going to be testing out some luxury makeup. This is part of the Pat McGrath Holiday 2020 Celestial Divinity collection. Now, I purchased pretty much everything. I think that they've added a few more products since I purchased the quads and stuff, but I did try to purchase everything. Now, I have already done a review over the big Celestial Divinity palette, which looks like this. It retails for $78. I will try to link it up in the cards so that way if you want to watch that video, you can. So, I've already unboxed everything because I am not the girl that keeps boxes of stuff. Like, once it comes in, I am done. So we're gonna start off with lips first and then we'll get into the rest of it. So we have two of the Celestial Divinity matte lipsticks. There is Amour, which looks like this, which is a good peachy, very pinky kind of nude. Now, one thing I will say about this packaging is, I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but there's a sticker. And I don't know why there's a sticker. And it's on both of the ones that look like this. And then we also have Divine Romance, which is more of a rosy nude. So Amour is more coral and Divine Romance is a little bit more rosy. Then we have, which both of those retail for $38 each. Then I also got the Pave lipsticks, which these retail for $48 each. So there's Omi, which I have worn, which is a great pinky tone nude. Like, this is a great nude for myself personally. And then it's got the little Pave hearts on the packaging. Super pretty. And then last but not least, we have Elson, which I've worn this one too. It's like a deep blue based red. That is a great red on me as well. So that's the four lippies, which again are ridiculously priced, but come on now, it's Pat McGrath. We should know that Mama Pat is pricey, and we should know that Betsy loves Mama Pat. I mean, I own almost everything from her. I mean, and I even have like original kits before like when she would do very small releases before her brand was even really a brand. Okay, then we've got the four Celestial Divinity quads. Sorry, the three. And these retail for $58 each. So these are not as expensive as the quads last year, but these don't have the special shades either. So the three quads last year had the special shades. These do not, but they're still really pretty. So number one is the Interstellar Icon, which looks like this. So, and there's no mattes in this one. So we've got Golden Paris, Golden Polaris, Hypnotic, Divine Dahlia, and Blue Blood. I think I have these all kinds of wrong, because that's what I hate, is when you get a little sticker on the back that's like, oh, this is where they are. I have no idea if that's what they're actually called, you know. So those are the first ones. So pretty. I love that gold shade a whole lot, and that blue is, like, if you can't tell, it is a really pretty duochrome that shifts to like purple. It's almost like a trichrome because it does look like it has some pink in it too. It depends on how you look at it. So that's the first quad. Then we have the Risque Rose, which looks like this, which there are two mattes in this one. And we'll try to say the name correctly again. I'm sure I will get them wrong. So we got Rose Rebellion, Mink Noir, Lavendering, pretty, and Life on Mars. Beautiful. I mean, and they still have the good Pat McGrath feel and all that. It's just, there's not a whole lot of special. They're not that flaky shade, but my goodness, I want that blue on my eyeballs right now. Like, I keep catching it in the light and I'm like, that is stunning. Then last but not least is the Fleur Fantasy, which looks like this, which is the lightest out of all three, which I'll probably do an eye look and kind of do all of them together. So let's turn this over and see if we can figure out what's what. Okay, this is definitely confusing because we have, I think this is Utopia, Lavender Blue, that's beautiful, Iridescent Orchid, possibly, and Lotus Paradise. So that is all 12 of the shades swatched out. Absolutely stunning. So I can't wait to play with those. Now, are they worth $58? That's up to you. You know, I will spend the money on luxury. Other people won't. Or at least I'll spend, okay, let me rephrase that. I'll spend the money on luxury makeup, especially when it comes to Mama Pat. I typically won't on other things. And then last but not least is the highlighter, which is the Skin Fetish Sublime Highlighter. Now, this packaging is super luxe and super heavy. Like, you can see how mirrored that is. Isn't it gorgeous? I got fingerprints all over it. But that's what it looks like. I mean, yeah, you can see my reflection in the monitor because it's so shiny. And you can take it off. Again, this weighs a ton. And we'll go ahead and swatch it. Now, the imprint on this is gorgeous. Let's get a little bit more. Look at that. And to me, that is a great highlight for my skin tone. Like, I mean, you can see when I blend that out. I mean, that is definitely one of those your skin but better kind of highlights. So I cannot wait to play with it. Because the other Pat McGrath highlighter I have, it's like a set of 3. They feel more like the special shades from Pat McGrath. So this little trio right here, but they're more of like that baked finish. And it definitely isn't anything that is already in the collection. So you can kind of see. So one's more gold, one's more bronze, and one is definitely more white pink on it. Okie dokie. I need to grab elf-eye tapes. I forgot to put them on my desk today. You know, it is what it is. Gotta move all this stuff. I've got lashes. I got stuff everywhere. Everywhere. I don't know how y'all are, but I need to clean my office because wait, like, this is my makeup area. Yes, I don't have a dedicated room to makeup. It is at my shop, my studio, and it is for everything. So I'm gonna cut this in half just like normal, but I do need to go ahead and prime my eyes. This is the Gerard Clean Canvas Eye Base in Fair. I'm kind of all over the place today, y'all. I'm sorry. And this is a airbrush shadow from It Cosmetics. I really like using these dense brushes like this from It to apply the primer. I don't know why, but it applies it so nicely. For the train to pass, so we're gonna go into the Fleur Fantasy, into that nude shade in the bottom corner. It's one of the 3 mattes that are in here. And we're going to blend that all over our crease See how pigmented these are? And this is a BK Beauty 201. I adore my BK Beauty brushes. I love them. I think they're so good. And I'm waiting on my big set from Refer to come in because I'm excited to play with those because the brushes I have from Refer are so good. So my husband ordered me the complete set from Refer, but they're not supposed to ship till mid-November, so I've still got a few weeks at least before they get here. Okie dokie. Oh yeah, that's pretty. And I think I'm going to keep this more of a nude leaning look, which is unusual for me. Yes, I know. But you know, it is what it is. Okay, trying to clean off some green off this brush, but you know what? I bet you have another one. Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna grab the BK Beauty 203 and we're gonna go into the pink first because I do want to add a little bit more depth to the crease. And to me, you know, most people aren't going to use these on their own except for maybe the lightest shade. I think you're gonna need something to add a little bit more depth to your look, at least in my personal opinion. But I tend to prefer looks that have a little bit of grunge to it. Like this palette, the Fleur Fantasy, would not be the one that I would pick up by itself. Because it's too pretty, if that makes sense. Like, I like a little bit more grunge, a little bit more dirt. It's not that I mind like a bright eye look, but I typically don't go for something that is super pastel either. Where's my brush? 201, gonna take that and go over the edges. But again, that's personal preference and skin tone. You know, I have more of a medium skin tone, so typically I go darker. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into the deep brown on this end. Okay. See how pigmented that is? She's pigmented. Pretty though, but she is definitely pigmented. Okay, grab my 201 again. And I'm hoping at some point Pat McGrath comes out with some blushes and bronzers. Like, I have eyeliners, I have lipsticks, I got primers. She needs a good eyeshadow primer too. Like, I want to have everything to do a complete Pat McGrath face. Okie dokie. So, we're gonna grab our flat brush by ColourPop. Kind of wipe it off. Now I gotta figure out how I'm going to lay these shades down because I want to use a couple on my eyes. Which, again, I am not opposed to using a shimmer in the crease. I do it quite a bit, especially to get the look that I want, like with the Pat McGrath, the big Mothership palette. I did that because I needed the depth. So I think what we're gonna do first is we're gonna go into that bronzy blue or the bronzy brown, however you want to say it. And we're gonna apply that towards the outer lid. I figure if I apply a few shades on the lid, that will help even it out. And I'm kind of patting it over where I applied the brown, just so it kind of blends in together. That's gorgeous. I like that color. Okay. Gonna wipe that away. Okay. Then I think I'm gonna go into the blue, which is one of the colors I am looking forward to most getting on my eyeballs. Oh, that's pretty. And I'm typically not a blue eyeshadow person, but I did order the Walhalla 2, even though it is mainly blue. Like, I have no issue playing with blues every once in a while, but blue is not always the best for my skin tone. But you know, everybody has their opinions. That's beautiful. Grab my 201 just to make sure my edges are blended. So, what are y'all's Halloween plans? For us, we're gonna sit around the house, probably rent or watch some scary movies on our streaming services. And then, I don't know, just have a good family day. I think I'm gonna go into this silvery pink shade last on the front portion of my eyelid, because I think I want the lavender in my inner corner. Oh, that's pretty too. Now these shades are kind of crumbly. Like, look, you can kind of see it's kind of falling all over the place, but I don't mind it. Not at all. That's pretty. And I like the gradient that this is formed. Like the shimmers. So let's go ahead and go back over it one more time with the 201. Make sure everything's nice and softly blended. That's pretty. Okay, so now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go off camera, do the rest of my face, and then we'll come back and do the highlight, lower lash line, and lips, and I will tell you my thoughts. So as you can see, I'm back with the rest of my face on. I used my Hourglass bronzer in Radiant Bronze Light from Bronzer today, which looks like this. And then I used the Hourglass Ambient at Night blush, thanks to Britt Clark. So we're gonna start with highlight because that's gonna stay on my face. So I have my Anastasia brush, which is the A23, I think. Yes. And we're just gonna swirl. Ooh, that's pretty. And I don't think I have anything quite like this color in my collection. So that's good for me because, you know, $68 for a highlighter. A highlighter is expensive. But, you know, we love to layer on the highlighter. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, the highlighter, champagne gold, definitely gorgeous. Definitely gorgeous. So we're gonna start by swatching lips. So we're gonna start with the red shade. We're gonna go from deepest to lightest. And I'm probably not gonna fill them out completely. So, this is the shade Elson, which is like a true matte red. Pretty, pretty. Definitely not the one to go for with this look. Need one that's got a little bit more wetness to it. but I figured we would wipe it off pretty much immediately because I knew that that wasn't the one for me. But I do have a shade from Pat McGrath that is similar. So if you're purchasing either one of these with the pave hearts, the only reason you would purchase them is because of the pave hearts. You know what I mean? Like, they're not anything phenomenal. Okay. Next up is the rose color, which is Divine Romance. Again, true to color matte lipstick. Very, very pretty. Very, very pink. Just not the one that goes with this look. There we go. My lips are gonna hate me when I'm through, but it's okay. At least there's only 4 of them. Then we have Amour, which is more of the corally nude. That's pretty. Okay, this is a beautiful color. To me, this color screams summer. Maybe it's just the way that it looks on my skin, but that like screams summer to me for some reason. It's pretty, but it screams summer. Again, these to me are not worth the $38. I want to try to peel that sticker off because it's driving me nuts. I'm like, why does it have a sticker like that? Seems kind of silly. But I would pay $48 again for these because I think the pave heart is gorgeous. Or if I didn't have as many lip products as I do. Because I own a ton. And I own a ton of Pat McGrath lip products. Okay. Not perfect application, but you see what I'm saying? That is the color that definitely goes with, sorry, I have like a hair that was wanting to stick, that goes best with this look. Okay, so I did apply a little bit of black eyeliner, the Sigma one, because that was what was laying on my table. So let's go ahead and do the lower lash line. So I'm gonna grab, this is the BK Beauty 203. We're gonna try this deep plummy shimmer that's in this palette. Just on, oh, that's pretty. The outside. Ooh. That is definitely doing everything that I want it to do. You know, and I feel like Pat McGrath has that kind of sexy, sultry look that I love so much. So next, I think I'm gonna go into the pink flaky shade, the pink gold, right there. Hopefully not ruin my makeup. Oh, that's pretty. That is definitely, see how pretty that looks? Very, very pretty. Okay. Next up, we're gonna add one more color down there, and then we're gonna use something in the inner corner. So I think I'm gonna go into this peachy gold right here, and this is on the BK Beauty 207, and apply that towards the front because I kind of want it to blend, because, well, I don't kind of want it to blend, I want it to blend together. Okay. Oh, and I am wearing false lashes. This is the ones that I use all the time, and this set is on its last leg. That's why they look kind of funky. So last but not least, we're gonna use that Lunar Lavender color. I think this will tie the whole look together. And ooh, see how pretty that is? Oh, that's gorgeous. Okay, let's add a little bit of mascara and then we'll add some setting spray and we'll talk about the collection as a whole. Okay, well, while I'm applying mascara, we'll start talking about the collection as the whole. The lip products, unless you just want the special tubes that the lipsticks are in, I don't think they're anything different than what Pat McGrath already has, which isn't a bad thing. I love Pat McGrath's lip formula, but they are a little bit more expensive. I mean, these are the same price as normal, but these are a little bit more expensive. So you got to take that into account. Yes, they're gorgeous with the little pave hearts, but unless you keep a lipstick in your purse and it's something you use all the time, how often are you going to see, or is anybody going to see those pave hearts? And I don't ever, unless it's a lip balm, use up a whole lipstick. So for me, the lips are a no, unless you really want the packaging. Now, am I glad that they're in my collection? Yes, because I collect Pat McGrath. But if you don't, I wouldn't spend the money on it. You know what I'm saying? The highlighter. The packaging is bougie. Absolutely bougie. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous highlight. Do I think it's $68 worth? That's the question. And I think that is personal preference, because I've got some beautiful, beautiful highlights that are definitely not in this price range. I mean, I think this is the most expensive highlighter I own, other than the Pat McGrath Trio, which I think, well, no, I think that was cheaper. I think that was like 50 bucks or something along those lines. So, I mean, for a single highlighter, I think that is the most expensive highlight I own. And yes, I think it is gorgeous. It is pretty, but it is expensive. So take that into consideration, that if you're buying this, it's a beautiful color. Do I think it's unique? I think it's unique for my collection, but I don't know if it's the most unique shade. So, I mean, this is even more expensive than the big Charlotte Tilbury, which is $55. So take that into consideration. Now, the quads are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But if you're going to buy something from this collection, I would still recommend the Mothership Divinity, because you get a whole lot more bang for your buck. Now, you don't get all the same shades, but you get some that will definitely overlap. So that would be my recommendation, unless Pat McGrath puts these little babies on sale, because $58 a piece for these, whenever you can pay $78 and get more, I would pay the $78 and get more. Again, unless you're like me who collects Pat McGrath. Do I think the colors are beautiful? Yes. Look at this eye look. Look how beautiful and sparkly. I mean, my goodness, is it not stunning? But again, stunning aside, unless you use this all the time, it's not going to be worth it to you. Now again, if you're like me and you love Pat McGrath, then it's worth it to you. If you can afford this bouginess in your budget, go right ahead. Oh, I just noticed my eyeshadow kind of matches my nails. This is one of the colors from Holo Taco. But I guess that's it. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos, which is typically Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But we have been inundated, I mean really inundated by new releases, so I've been posting a whole lot more. But I guess that's it, so we shall see y'all later. Bye.